low spinning, high draw. What more can you not want? Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the driver, the big stick, the big dog, and how you can hit it better. We're going to talk through setup and we're going to talk through a couple of drills that you can do to get that ball sending high and low spinning down the fairway. So stick around, you just might learn something. Now, first and foremost, we're going to talk about setup. So what I have here is an alignment stick, and I have placed some electrical tape that's approximately my shoulder width apart. And what we're going to use this for is a reference to how far our feet should be. With the driver, we want our feet to be slightly wider than shoulder width apart. That gives us a stable base to turn and deliver power back in through the ball. So where that tape is on the alignment stick, bring it to that level and then go slightly wider than that on each side. And that's a really good position to be in for when you're driving the ball. It allows you to turn back and deliver the club to the ball. So now we know how far apart our feet should be. Where should the ball position be within the stance? So the ball's up on the tee. We place our feet together, club behind the ball, open up your front foot, and take a big step back. And using that bit of electrical tape as your alignment, you've identified how far apart your feet should be, so slightly wider than shoulder width for that nice stable base. So as we're setting the tee height for the driver, you want the equator of the ball just in line with the top line of the driver. So that one's too high. It's probably just a bit too short. And that one's probably just about right. That will enable us to get a positive angle of attack when you're hitting the ball. Now, as far as addressing the ball, just notice that if you're addressing it from where you believe the middle of the club is, as you come into impact, you're actually going to be hitting the heel of the ball. So a good idea is to actually set up from near the toe. That way, when you raise the club to actually where you would be hitting it, you're going to be hitting it actually out of the middle instead of out of the toe or out of the heel. Give it a shot. May work for you, may not, but it can't hurt. So now that we've identified how far apart our feet should be, how far away from the ball do we stand? Well, here's an amazing image of probably one of the best drivers in golf, Rory McIlroy. Just take a look at his setup. It is perfect and something you should try and emulate. But to get into that position, set your driver up to the ball. You want your hands just out over the top of your feet, and you want your weight going through the balls of your feet. So it's easy to shift your weight down and back through. So now your setup's perfect. How do you start the backswing? Well, I want you to grab a ball, tennis ball, golf ball, doesn't matter, baseball even, and I'm going to get you to throw it as hard as you can on the range or into a net. After you've thrown that ball, think about the mechanics of how you've thrown it. You're going back, loading up into that trail foot, going forward loading up onto that front and delivering the ball through and following through. Now, it might seem like I'm going crazy, but that is a very, very apt way of describing the backswing. When I'm throwing a ball, a slight load into that lead side and then big weight shift into that rear side. Then I'm stomping down onto that lead leg and delivering the club. See, throwing a ball is not too dissimilar to swinging a club. Who'd have thought? There are a couple of trains of thought about shoulder tilt with the driver, because you want to be coming in and hitting up on the ball, maximizing the angle of attack. So you're hitting up on the ball, hitting up. So there's a couple of trains of thought. You get your lead shoulder higher than your trail, or you can do what they call the reverse K, which I kind of find a bit weird. So I just stick with having my lead shoulder higher. Feels more natural, and it is just a natural kind of movement. Your shoulder's always going to be a little bit higher, especially when you take your grip there. Right, let's talk about starting our backswing and getting into a good position at the top. We set up to the ball as we have been before, keeping that lead elbow nice and straight. Just a little push into our lead side, and then our weight is going into the ball of our trail foot, getting up. Elbows in a nice position. You want the lead forearm mimicking the angle of the club face. And then we push down into that lead side. As we push down, our arms will come down. We'll push away from that lead side. And as we're doing that, the club's coming in. We're hitting up on the ball. Deliver all that power into the ball and rip it down the fairway. All right, now that we've established how to swing the driver and get in all the correct positions so you can maximize your potential to hit it longer, we'll go through a couple of drills that will increase your chances of sending the ball down the fairway. The first drill I've got, it's just having a tee set up in the ground at about driver height. Set up as you would as you're going to strike the ball. And the idea here is to try and just clip the top of the tee. Beautiful. Easy as you like. What this is going to teach you is to bring the club in and hitting up on the ball. You need to be hitting up on the ball. So if you're just clipping the top of the tee, you know you're coming nice and shallow in there and got a positive angle of attack. You don't need to be coming in here and missing the ball because you'll just top it and won't go very far at all. Just nice 1 or 2 degrees, positive angle of attack. If you're kind of like what I used to do and posting up on your front foot, you'll hit down on it and really flick it out of the ground instead of actually just clipping it. The second drill I've got for you is to help you get your weight going down and through the ball. It's just a step drill, super simple. You can even do it as a warm-up before your round just to get your body moving. Swing back and step back at the same time. Stamp down on your front foot. Deliver the ball through. So stepping back, stamping down, through. Stepping back, stamping down and through. Good warm up and really good for teaching you how to get your weight down and through the ball. Another tip, if you really struggle to get that full hip and shoulder turn, and Bryson does this himself, so, and I believe Jack Nicklaus did it as well, so it's not out of the realms of normality, is to, as you start your backswing, just lift that lead heel a little bit. Helps you get a wider turn, and it also will help you push back down into that lead side and deliver the club through. Give it a try, can't hurt. And my final recommendation, if you're like me and hitting a ball in the backyard in the net and you're way too scared to actually hit real balls, I picked up these foam balls with a hard outer shell. They're called a cycle. I've used foam balls in the past and they just deform and get real crap real quick. These have held up really, really well. There's a bit of a split in this one. Just started on the seam there. But you know, it doesn't affect performance. It's not like I'm sending these balls down the fairway or anything. It's just helped me to find a spot, find something where I can actually practice hitting my driver and, you know, not breaking windows, not topping one 3 houses down, or even just how actually loud hitting a golf ball is with a driver. So these are relatively quiet. Still produces a sound, but it's not, you know, the worst thing in the world. So highly recommend picking up Scicore, SCICORE, if you're in the market for a foam ball. And that's everything I've got for you guys today. If you learned something, consider giving the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you've got struggles with the driver or you've had them in the past and you've found another way to overcome them, pop them down in the comments so other people can check them out and improve driver for themselves. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.